So it has finally happened to me. It's finally happened to us. And this might be a little bit bigger of an issue than I think most people think about. Actually, maybe not. It might actually be a huge issue for some people. We're going to talk about it right now. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful day. I'm having a fantastic day. Welcome back to Dune. It's been a little bit. So the issue that I'm talking about is, you'll notice behind me, there is no base anymore. My entire base is gone. Everything we had, everything we worked for, everything we streamed is in fact gone. And the reason for this, I'm not going to act, I'm not saying I didn't know this was coming, but the entire reason I want to make this video is I just want to kind of like talk about it. I am not upset in any way. I know this mechanic. I understood this mechanic. I knew how it worked. I'm not upset at them, you know, things like that. But what I want to point out that this could be an issue for a lot of more casual players. Like I said, I have time to play the game. I have time to come in. I have time to rebuild and do everything. A lot of people might not have that time. So basically what has happened, if you don't understand and you don't know, is we have not logged in. I haven't logged in for a couple weeks. Last time I streamed, honestly, is the last time I logged in. And in that time, we lost base power and we didn't pay taxes. So the culmination of those two things led to the deterioration of our base. The Coriolis storm comes through and basically wipes things out. Now, like I said, that means everything is gone. Now, why is this an issue? Again, I knew this mechanic was coming, but I wanted to play it out. I wanted to see how it worked. Again, if I wanted to, I could hop back in, we could do this stuff. But why is this an issue and why do I want to talk about it? Is because casual players might not realize the extent of what this means. It is one thing to say, hey, you're going to lose all of your stuff if you don't log in for a couple weeks. But it's another to actually lose your stuff when you don't log in for a couple weeks. Because a lot of people don't understand in a lot of games, specifically Dune, they might not understand. It is extremely easy to leave a game for a month at a time. You know, it's extremely easy. Like we get on with life. New games come out. We play a new game for like this week. I was like, oh, next weekend we're going to play this game. It is extremely easy to hop out of a game and not come back. It's like, oh yeah, I should do that. Oh yeah, I should do that. And before you know it, it's 2 months later and they're coming out with the next DLC or something. This is going to make a lot of people upset that maybe weren't planning on that. Maybe we're planning as like, oh yeah, I'll just hop in, you know, and you know, re-up my stuff, if you will. A lot of people are going to come back for some DLCs that are going to come out, and they're going to come back to an absolutely nothingness. They're going to come back to a barren wasteland. They have nothing except for what is in their inventory and what is in. Now luckily I do have my my thopter, so that is really nice. But like, we don't have a buggy anymore. That's gone. We don't have, I don't really have anything. We have the tools, we have the weapons, we have all that stuff, which is arguably a big part of it. Like we still have a lot of stuff. We can get back to where we were with relative ease. Now I know that you can prepare for this. If you know you're going to quit playing, if you know you're going to stop, you can decommission your base. You can bring it down a lot smaller. You can make it so it's a lot easier to upkeep. You can make it so it's a lot easier to fuel, to pay taxes, all that stuff. You can drop a lot of stuff into the bank at the cities. You can fill your inventory of your of basically your thopter and park it at the city and then log out there. You can do this. And again, this is why I'm not upset with the game by any means. I'm just kind of like pointing this out, saying like, hey, you know, maybe this is something we should look at. But a lot of people aren't going to do that, because the last time you play a game, chances are you don't know it's your last time. The last time I streamed this game, I had every intention on coming back. However, things came out. The deep desert really isn't that rewarding for PvE players. There's not a whole lot of end game. There's actually no end game right now. That whole thing is still going on. They're kind of figuring out the direction with that. The map is very repetitive. You harvest your rocks and you harvest more rocks and then you harvest more rocks. It's just rock harvesting. That's all it is. But it was fun and I still enjoyed it. But this is what a lot of people are going to come back to. And it's not super great. It's not a super great thing. Now, the way that they could combat this, the way that they could maybe fix this for people in the future is, I'm going to go ahead and drink some water before we have any issues there, because I don't want to listen to it. The way they might be able to combat this in the future is maybe, again, I'm just going to say maybe because I don't know for sure, they could take a page out of Once Human's book. Now, Once Human is an online multiplayer game as well. If you don't know, it's a fun game. It's a free-to-play game. I recommend it. I love it. I play it all the time. I still stream it. It's a great time. But what Once Human does, and again, I know the capacities are going to be different, so I'm not saying like a direct comparison here. I'm just spitballing ideas. Is when you log out of Once Human for over 7 days, you can come back, and basically you come back to nothing. However, you would go into your build option, and you would, like, if you got your construction tool out, you could replace your base. The whole thing. Storages, machines, inventories, everything is still there. You don't have to lose anything. It just kind of goes into the ether, if you will. Now, the other thing with this is Once Human is also a completely different game. It's a much faster paced game. You level up a much faster. You gather resources a lot faster. The grind is not nearly the grind that you have on Dune. So that makes sense in that game. It would make more sense in this game because it takes longer to get to the things that you unlock. So like people don't like grinding out hours and hours and hours to just lose the stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if a game that is a lot faster paced is doing that, maybe that's something they could look at here. Again, I don't know the logistics behind it. It's just an idea. But this is going to be a problem in the future, especially when the first DLC comes out. I think we're going to see a lot of people upset. There are going to be a lot of people that are like, hey, I came back, my base is gone, what the heck? Or there might already be people talking about it. Again, like I said, I'm not upset with the game. I'm not saying like, oh, they're terrible. No. I knew this going in. I knew what could happen. And I'm just speaking out for people that are going to just genuinely see this as a problem. Now, DLC comes out, people are going to hop back in. I don't have a base. Maybe I don't want to play the update. Maybe I don't want to have to go through getting all my machines again. Maybe I don't want to have to go through getting all of our resources. Guess what? All that spice and titanium that we farmed in the deep desert, in the PvP zone, it's all gone. Everything's gone. A lot of people might not be willing to do that. And I think this is going to be an issue going forward. The game, unfortunately, is already bleeding players. There's the last time I looked, there was like 22,000 people playing, which is still good. It's still a very viable game. Like, I'm not going to say it's like, oh, it's a dead game. But they did lose a substantial portion of their player base, which we kind of knew was coming. You know, the content's already done. People are going to move on to other things. But that just kind of reinforces the fact that maybe we need to figure out something with the bases that's a little bit more permanent for people that aren't online or the people that are going to take breaks. So, yeah, I have nothing. Now, like I said, I already have the tools. So if I look at my inventory, I've already got an adept drill shot. I've got, we've already got high quality gear, and we don't have to re-level. We can go out and I can go and mine stuff. We could probably get a buggy together pretty quick. I have the ornithopter, so I can still get around pretty quick. Had I not thrown my ornithopter in my storage tool though, I might not be as forgiving. But luckily I threw my ornithopter in there, so we're good. We did lose our assault ornithopter. So I mean, there's that. But it won't take that long to rebuild to get to where we were. It will take a while. It will take a while. And luckily there's a few of us that play. So once we want to do this and come back together and come back and play, we'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to make a base and make things happen. But it's just kind of unfortunate because this is going to be the case for a lot of people. A lot of casual players. We had let's just look. We had the Battlefield 6 playtest. That was last weekend and this next weekend. That's 2 weeks right there where people might not be focused on Dune. Not to mention, Grounded 2 came out, which for me is a big game. That's why I've been playing. I've been playing Grounded 2. Like, that's 3 weeks. Easy 3 weeks that I'm not going to be playing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's very easy to lose that time, and it's very easy to think you're going to come back and not come back. So, yeah, I just kind of want to make this video, just a short little video. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying, hey, this game is terrible or anything like that. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. It's none of that. I'm just talking about the issues, spitballing some ideas, and identifying that, hey, you know what? I would like this game to succeed, and I think that this is going to be an issue going forward that maybe we should try to address, before it becomes too big of an issue, which actually, it may have already became too big of an issue because the large majority of your player base is already gone, and guess what? They're going to come back to no bases. So, I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know, what do you think would be a good mechanic for this, because I know they can't keep bases around indefinitely. I know you can't just have bases sitting everywhere on the map indefinitely. I know that's not realistic. I know for server load wise that's not going to work. I think the Once Human approach, where your base just disappears and you come back and you just place it, I really like that idea, but I don't know the back end of that, and I don't know how hard that's going to be to do in this scenario, in this situation. So again, I don't really know, but leave your comments. Let me know what you think. It would be nice also if there's just a way to like store a base somewhere, somehow. If they were able to maybe have like some kind of machine locally instead of having to go to the towns or whatever to deposit things. I don't really know. But yeah, so my base is gone. Is your base gone? If your base is gone, if this got you by surprise, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm just kind of curious to see like how many people got surprised by this. Like I said, it was in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, I probably should log into Dune and pay taxes and do this stuff. But I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't have the need to play. I don't have the desire to play right now. I'm going to let it go because I want to see what actually happens and what I actually come back to. Nothing. It's all gone. All the machines, all the spice, all the vehicles, everything is gone. So I don't know. Like I said, leave a comment. Hopefully you enjoyed. And again, this is just an awareness thing. It's just awareness. So you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.